Imagine stepping into a subway station in Beijing. You don't pull out a paper ticket or even your phone. The gates open with a glance. No turnstiles, no delays, no friction. You look around. Everything is clean, silent, fully automated. Delivery robots zip through the streets. Drones hover overhead, mapping the city in real time. You pay for a bottle of water with your face, not because it's futuristic, but because it's normal. Now imagine telling this to someone in New York or Berlin or Rome. They might laugh or look skeptical, because in the Western mind, China is still poor, still polluted, still controlled, still behind. But what if that narrative is completely wrong? What if the country you think of as the factory of the world has become the world's most advanced digital civilization? What if the future isn't American? What if it's Chinese? China isn't catching up anymore. It's creating something entirely new. While much of the Western world is stuck between outdated infrastructure and over-regulation, China has leapfrogged directly into what can only be described as a techno-civilization. Let's start with payments. Over 90% of urban Chinese now use mobile payment systems like Alipay and WeChat Pay for everyday transactions. Street vendors, luxury malls, hospitals, schools, everyone. There's no need for wallets or even bank cards. In fact, in many cities, it's impossible to pay with cash. Compare that to the US or Europe, where card swipes, pins, and receipts still dominate. Even in 2025, the West is clinging to habits that China left behind nearly a decade ago. China's digital ecosystem isn't just efficient, it's total. One app, WeChat, combines texting, calling, social media, banking, shopping, booking, health status, and even divorce applications. It's your digital life in one place. That might sound dystopian until you realize how frictionless it is. And it's not just about convenience, it's about architecture. Chinese cities are being designed around tech, 5G towers embedded in lampposts, smart traffic systems that adjust in real time, surveillance systems that prevent crime before it happens. The urban layout itself is digital. How did China get here? The answer starts early, in the classroom. While Western schools debate phone policies, Chinese students are building robots. Coding, AI training, drone engineering, these are subjects in primary school curricula. Competitions like the National Youth AI Challenge are government-sponsored and massively funded. The goal isn't just literacy, it's supremacy. According to OECD studies, Chinese students outperform Western peers in math, science, and reading by wide margins. In the 2018 PISA rankings, Chinese teens ranked #1 in the world. Meanwhile, Chinese universities are producing millions of STEM graduates every year. Tsinghua and Peking University are now global powerhouses in quantum computing and AI research. These are not local players. They're world-class institutions on par with MIT and Stanford. And here's the twist. They're not educating just for knowledge. They're educating for strategy. In the West, technology is innovation. In China, technology is sovereignty. The Chinese government doesn't treat tech as a product. It treats it as a pillar of power. In 2017, China announced its next-generation artificial intelligence development plan, declaring the goal to become the world leader in AI by 2030. Since then, billions have been poured into AI labs, national data centers, smart cities, and AI-driven military upgrades. The result? China leads the world in patents filed for AI, facial recognition, and drone technology. The number of AI companies in China doubled in just 5 years. Companies like SenseTime, Megvii, and iFlyTech are not just startups. They are government-backed titans. The Belt and Road Digital Silk Road Initiative is exporting China's tech infrastructure to over 60 countries, including 5G networks, cloud services, and surveillance systems. This isn't just trade, it's digital colonization. Meanwhile, Western governments debate TikTok bans. So what does daily life look like inside this future? Imagine a typical day in Hangzhou. You leave your apartment, doors unlock via facial scan. You ride a bus whose routes adapt based on real-time passenger data. In the park, seniors play chess under solar-powered AI cameras tracking air quality. Children attend after-school programs where robots assist teachers. Everything is paid, scheduled, and secured via your phone or face. You don't carry keys, you don't wait in line, you don't swipe anything. Critics call this a surveillance state, but for many Chinese citizens, it's just convenient. In fact, Public satisfaction with digital infrastructure in cities like Shenzhen and Shanghai is higher than in many American or European metros. A 2022 World Bank survey showed urban Chinese report higher satisfaction with transportation, healthcare access, and digital services than New Yorkers or Parisians. To them, AI isn't stealing freedom, it's organizing chaos. So why don't we hear about this? Why does the West still see China through the lens of smog and sweatshops? The answer is layered. Partly, it's narrative control. Western media often fixates on censorship, repression, and human rights concerns, valid issues but rarely balanced by technological achievements or societal progress. Partly, it's ignorance. The American public, for example, ranks China far lower than it actually performs in global rankings on health, education, infrastructure, and tech. But mostly it's fear. Because if China is truly ahead, then the Western myth of cultural and technological superiority begins to crumble. And that's uncomfortable. So we look away, or we make jokes, or we block TikTok. This isn't a love letter to China. It's a wake-up call to the rest of the world. China is designing the future, not just building it. If the West wants to compete, it has to stop laughing and start learning. That means investing in education, infrastructure, and digital ecosystems. It means thinking strategically, not just commercially. It means understanding that the world is no longer waiting for Silicon Valley to lead, because in many ways, it already isn't. And if we want to be more than users of someone else's system, we need to ask a hard question. What future are we actually building? Or maybe the better question is, who's already built it and just hasn't told us yet? If this video challenged your perspective, don't let it end here. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have we underestimated China's future? Like if you believe knowledge beats bias. Share this with someone who still thinks made in China means low quality. Subscribe to Nemos Code for more digital awakenings, because the future doesn't wait, but you can still choose how to meet it.